Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber.
And I'm Tim Seaman. Out of our 3 Siouxland states, South Dakota ranks as the only one with more than half of its population now vaccinated.
But the majority of those who have begun that vaccination process are white and live in the more populated areas of the state.
Angela Konecki looks into who's most likely to miss getting vaccinated in the state and why. All inside our top story at 6.
While anyone 16 and up is now eligible for a vaccine in South Dakota, not everyone is getting the message.
Working class folks, poor folks, migrant and refugee and undocumented workers are the most likely to not get access to the vaccine, primarily because they don't go to the doctor.
The advocacy group United Today, Stronger Tomorrow is circulating an online petition that calls on South Dakota state leaders to ensure COVID-19 vaccine access for all who are eligible, regardless of mobility, citizenship status, employment, income level, language proficiency, sexual or gender identity, location, class, race, and ethnicity. SDSU professor Maristela Hovai is Latino and bilingual. Her work with the Hispanic dairy community as an SDSU Extension dairy specialist now includes trying to get more dairy workers vaccinated.
Really important to explain them why. What is public health? Am I obliged to get the vaccine? I'm forced to that. Why is that important?
Hovai is working in partnership with the Brookings Health System and others to hold vaccine clinics for Hispanic workers. But getting them to the clinic means overcoming several barriers.
The problem is that language barrier is number one. Then you have, for example, you are going to sign up for the vaccine appointment. You need to go online, right? So most of them, they don't have computers.
Just Sioux Falls, there's over 9,000 households that don't have access to stable internet connection, meaning that they can't schedule online vaccinations and they can't look up information in regards to vaccination eligibility.
United Today, Stronger Tomorrow is calling for the South Dakota Department of Health to create a vaccine equity task force. The DOH says it's already doing community outreach and working with employers to get more people vaccinated.
There's a lot of different reasons why people may not be vaccinated quite yet, but we're going to keep working on that until we really give people second and third and fourth chances to make that choice.
Again, that's Angela Konecki reporting. Here in Iowa, the House has passed its Back the Blue bill with some substantial changes. Republicans made several additions, including felony charges for destruction of property, defining rioting as 3 or more people assembling and becoming violent, and qualified immunity for police officers included. That bill now heads to the Republican-controlled Senate.
An Iowa organization is coming out against President Joe Biden's $2 trillion infrastructure proposal. Although that proposal would help to rebuild roads and bridges, expand things like broadband internet, and also create jobs, the Iowa Association of Businesses and Industry says the proposal would increase the corporate tax, boosting the corporate tax from 21% to 28%. The association believes this tax hike would hurt both Iowa employees and their employers.
We've done a study to see what the effects of the tax portion would be. It will cost over 1 million jobs countrywide in the first 2 years, and we're very concerned about that because it does lay the tax burden right on the heads of job creators, those people that are expected to sign paychecks. And so this affects employers and the fact that it'd be more difficult to hire folks.
So far, Iowa Representative Cindy Axne supports the president's proposal, but Axne's camp tells WHO that she is working with colleagues in Congress to make changes parts of that plan.
Kind of a drizzly, gray day across Siouxland, and I would guess maybe below average. I'm not sure.
I would guess that you're right, Tim. Let's check in for the details with Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. Scott?
That is the truth. Far below average temperatures out there today. The typical high in Sioux City is 62, and today it was only 45 this afternoon. That is actually the coldest high temperature that we've had in the month of April so far. 48 in Orange City today, 51 in Spencer, 42 the afternoon high in Wayne. Tonight we'll see our temperatures fall to about the freezing mark. Low to mid 30s across the area, 34 in Sioux City. Staying just warm enough that we should be able to avoid seeing any snowflakes, but we do have a pretty healthy rain chance by the time we move move into Friday afternoon. It looks like that'll end as we get into early Saturday. We'll have more information on how much rain will fall and when the sunshine comes back into the picture. It's all in the 9 on 9 forecast. It's just a couple minutes away. Tim?
All right, Scott, we'll check back with you. Hundreds of thousands of gallons of manure spilled yesterday in northwest Iowa up near Rock Rapids. That spill started at Rock Bottom Dairy, where it then flowed into fields and creeks, eventually killing what's estimated to be thousands of fish. Bernie Baker owns that dairy farm and reported the incident. He says that the cause is due to an irrigation unit that became stuck.
We at this time don't anticipate any problems with any drinking water facilities. We're always aware of who is downstream when we have spill incidents.
The Iowa Department of Natural Resources is currently investigating that spill. They recommend livestock producers who depend on Mud Creek as a water source to make sure to check stream conditions for the next few days. And KCAU 9's Mallory Smith is just back from up near Rock Rapids, checking that out herself. She has reaction from residents coming up tonight at 10.
The Boy Scouts of America Mid-American Council will be having their annual Scouting for Food drive that is to help support the work of the food bank in Siouxland. This Saturday, the Scouts will go to homes collecting non-perishable food items left out for them in grocery bags. The executive director of the food bank says right now the need in our community is greater than ever before because of this pandemic.
This year, we would like to have that physical product because we are seeing the need remain higher than normal. So having that physical item come in does help the local stores that you purchase this from. It helps the scouts be able to bring it into us.
Organizers add that this event will bring significant quantities of food to their food bank.
Folks at the Norm Waite Senior YMCA rolled up their sleeves today, and not just to show off some muscle. A blood drive that was canceled back in December because of inclement weather was finally held. Joe Durham with Red Cross says that the organization is in desperate need of donations, and to help out, 2 different blood drives are now scheduled there in the next couple of months. You can contact the American Red Cross or possibly the Norm Waite YMCA as well to find out when those will be held and get signed up. You may have a favorite place to go for burgers. Most people do, maybe tacos, but what about pulled pork sandwiches?
Not yet, at least. How one restaurant nearly became Iowa's pick for pulled pork. Coming up.
And some light April showers are expected here with some dreary weather again on Friday, but Sunday is looking like a highlight in the forecast. Next week, it'll stay on the cooler side of things. All the information coming up next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
We've heard of Iowa's best burger and the best tenderloin, of course. Even I've heard of that, but there's also a competition now for best pulled pork.
Roger Riley shares how the Osceola community rallied together to help get a local eatery one of the very top prizes.
It's all about Pulled Pork Madness, a March tournament competition to find the best pulled pork in Iowa. But it started off very quietly when the pork producers came to Osceola on another mission. Timber Ridge market owner Kim Jackson.
They were out at the fairgrounds doing some educational something, and they said they always try to eat local wherever they go. And they found us on Google and came in, and they had our food, and then the next few days later we got the invitation in a Facebook message to participate.
So they asked customers and friends to nominate them, then things sort of took off.
And there were 65 restaurants that were nominated, and we got on the bracket for the Sweet 16. And that was my initial goal, was just to get on the bracket once I got on board.
But the Pulled Pork Madness Cinderella team did not stop there. The campaign kept up on Facebook. And then a surprising thing happened. Orders for pulled pork kept coming and coming.
So we did 2 months worth of pulled pork in 10 days.
They made the final 4 and then the final 2, but a restaurant in Davenport won first place. Kim Jackson is more than okay with that.
We've seen so many customers drive down from Des Moines, drive up from southern Iowa, from all over.
Well, even though Timber Ridge finished number 2, customers here say that doesn't matter.
Pulled pork. I consider it to be the best in the state of Iowa.
All right, thank you, dear.
Like I said at 5, it may require a road trip.
I was going to say, now I'm kind of hungry for pulled pork, and I never really craved that. Well, switching gears very drastically, we turn our attention to sports.
Jake's joining
Let's
tonight.
go back to that.
He wants in the pork discussion
Let's
here.
all go get some pulled pork.
I do, man. Let's take this trip. Well, the NAIA Women's Soccer Tournament, hoping to be just as good as that pulled pork looked. But how did the Briarcliff Chargers do in their opener? I've got those details coming up next in sports.